Me?
Just broke me down, just shattered me. To know my son was suffering. And I couldn't reach out at that time and say, come on, son, I'm sorry. You know. But it's how it goes. It's life.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Look where he is now.
I know, yeah. But you know, cards well on that, Mum. I mean, it's not, you know what I mean? That's why we're here.
Now, you know.
Do you know what I mean? But
it does shatter your world. And he must have been really wanted to even throw me up the wall and say, why?
No.
But he wouldn't.
No, I was my mouse to make music instead.
He just took it out that way.
Yeah.
And he got it out, so I'm glad.
Ideally, I'd like the band to write and produce music that is inspired by their life experience, whatever that may be. With this in mind, I gathered the team at my house to have a close look at all the talent we've found so far.
So, shall we watch who we've got?
Lots of musicians don't make it into the band, not because they're not good enough, but because we have to select a mix of instruments, genres and voices that have the potential to complement each other in the most powerful way.
There are certain essential components of any ensemble that's watchable and listenable. One key component will be rhythm. We're gonna need to find a drummer or some kind of percussive quality that makes the music either danceable or gives it a sense of pulse and meter.
To go with the drums, you have the bass. It's very important that you find a bass player that plays simply and isn't indulgent and busy.
We're going to need a chordal instrument, some kind of strong sense of harmony. Something like piano or guitar, something that provides a harmonic bed that sets the mood of the piece. We're going to need, you know, instruments which are capable of doing solos, wind instruments or brass instruments, and also a singer, you know, something which allows a melodic phrase or lyrics to come out.
The challenge of the band is not to have too many melody instruments or too many singers, and to have a balance of all these different people. I suppose it's a bit like cooking a dinner. You don't want too much garlic or chilli.
I mean, there's a danger implicit in this process that, in saying that they might not come through, you know, to the next stage. You know, we're getting into the realm of more reality TV shows where, you know, there's no place for you, and I think there is.
There's going to have to be some brutal decisions made, but I've also got to do what's best for the collective.
Slowly, the lineup starts to take shape. 3 frontline vocalists and songwriting talents emerge, and everyone agrees they should be in.
My shaky hands, they hide the light.
I thought Lester's talent was extraordinary, and I can't wait to see him interact with some of the other musicians.
And I'm dragging up my
Lester Allen, who, I mean, he had, you know, Miss Dynamite in tears in the room.
I think there's something so powerful about a man showing their vulnerability, because we live in a society where men are not supposed to be vulnerable.
Natalie, out of this world.
She looked blue in the kitchen with dewdrops glimmering on her eyes.
I think with Natalie as well, her lyrics were so eloquently written, so beautifully sung.
Kwabena, incredible.
Who wade in the water.
Natalie and Kwabena, because they are songwriters and singers that just reach down from somewhere you don't know where it's coming from, and they just touch you immediately.
Kwabena is going to touch a lot of people. So is Lester, going to touch a bit. So is Natalie.
Yeah.
Just maybe you might pick me to be on the BBC.
Theon's producing ability sees him through.
I love his energy, man.
Yeah.
And helping organise things, you know, perhaps he is there on, you know, looping stuff and, you know, even playing some basic guitar.
And Finn's skill on the bass means I have the beginnings of a rhythm section.
I liked him as a musician. I thought he had good rhythm as a lead guitarist and a bass player.
Yeah, I think he'd be good on the bass.
Yeah.
Wow.
In your face? Yes. Wow. Wow.
5 places in the band have been taken. Next, my team pick a range of instrumentalists who will give us a sound that is colourful and textured.
So this is Vahan, a Solorian, who I was really impressed.
Vahan is exceptionally musically talented, and not particularly from a musical family. He plays flute, violin, and also trombone. He lives with his mother and his brother and sister in a very small terrace house in Barnoldswick, so he's had to struggle sort of with the classical world, as it were, because most classical players tend to come from quite privileged backgrounds.
I don't like the idea that classical music should be elitist, because it isn't. It's something that everyone can enjoy. And I think that me working hard to get the same sort of things that people who maybe have a more richer background get and take for granted, I think I just appreciate it more.
Sweet, man, that was nice. Well done. Who are your like main sort of influences?
I'm a really big fan of film music. So like people like Hans Zimmer, who does the Pirates of the Caribbean films and the Gladiator films, and
Williams.
Yeah, John Williams as well.
Also, I mean, you compose a lot, right?
Yeah.
Ah. So you brought some of your compositions as well, I mean.
Yes, yeah. I've brought a string piece that I did.
In 2008, he won the Young Composers competition at our North Yorkshire School Symphony Orchestra, and the orchestra actually played that in Selby Abbey.
It sort of hurts me when I hear someone say, "Oh, classical music is boring." And stuff like that. I think you can't say that, because classical music's the base of what all the songs are now anyway.
Sweet.
Wow.
Really nice, man. Wow, indeed.
Vahan, what a precious person he is. You know, the composition that he wrote, I can't believe that. He's, what is he, 17? That almost brought me to tears.
You talk about nuance and breadth and stuff, and he kind of had it all in his playing, as well as the arranging and the writing component, which was like, just looking at the score, like, wow, it's all there, basically. It's all there.
I think just musically, just listening to that clip, it was like, we got it. You know, we didn't have to be there. It was just like...
In fact, we could just go to the pub and let him compose.
Basically. Well, you know, if you've got somebody with a compositional genius or someone like Vahan, who's he going to write for? It can't just write for singer-songwriters or piano players. We need somebody with some kind of woodwind or brass.
We don't have any proper strings.
Yeah. Okay. Either way, we need more instruments.